not a game, it's a rich thing.
What's up, y'all? It is Tasha. We are back with another video, and this is episode 12 of season 4 of Love is Blind. So we will finally know who the hell is getting married for sure around here, okay? Not sure if all of these people will last, but we will know whether or not they say yes or no at the altar. Thank you so much for stopping in. Like the video, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Now let's just get into the video because, yeah, let's talk. Okay, so I'm gonna try to give y'all a little bit more detail than I normally have been because it's the only episode and I can't wait for the reunion on Sunday. So the episode opens back at Chelsea and Kwame's wedding. Chelsea says yes, and Kwame says yes. I knew he would say yes, although he should say no, but whatever, they won't last anyway. They are pronounced husband and wife. They kiss. Chelsea has her dream fulfilled of having a black husband. Sorry, not sorry that I said it. It is what it is, and that's how I feel, okay? Because you just can't tell me that Kwame actually wanted to marry this woman, because even in this moment, if y'all look at his face, he still looks completely unsure as she continues to kiss all over him. He still is like, what the hell did I just do? Did I really just say yes? Like, he can't believe what he did it himself, okay? So it's now Micah and Paul's wedding day. I'm going to read y'all the notes as I have it, and then we gonna discuss, of course. I said, let's go ahead and get this over with because they will both say yes, although they should not say yes to each other because, y'all, what do they really know about each other? As I was sitting here and looking at some of the scenes back and listening to what they are saying, my question to myself is, what depth do they have? What connection do they have other than her reminding him of his mother? I just don't see it. Everything with them that we have seen, of course, they have plenty of hours we haven't seen, just seems so surface level. And I just don't see where the love is coming from. Because Paul lets us know they have fallen in love twice, in the pods and also in real life. She's getting ready with her bridesmaids, including hating ass Shelby. Y'all know she is front and center ready to see this go down, okay? She says Micah says she wants him to say yes because he wants to marry her and not because he is afraid of losing her. Let's put a pin in that and remember that. She says he makes her feel really loved. She can be herself. They bring out a good balance in each other. And she says she elevates him, you know, like his style. And I'm like, Micah, girl, you don't got that much style, so pipe down. You don't got the best fashions. That's all. Paul says that they see the world similarly and what they have is authentic, and he's really excited about their future. Again, the things that they have to say about each other, there is no depth. I don't see it for them. But, you know, Paul is definitely a little cutie. And at this point, I thought, you know, Micah was just going to tear his nerves up and break his heart one day. His brother says he has given him his thoughts and opinions, but he did so nervously as he did not want to influence his decision. And yeah, when the brother said that, that's when doubt crept in my mind, because I was like, the brother seems like he has a good head on his shoulder. And I want to know what the brother told him, because I think the brother said, this ain't it. But he also did not want Paul to feel like he's telling him what to do. But I think the brother was probably what led to the decision that we saw. So Micah's parents talk to her. She's happy. They're both there to support her. Paul gets dressed. He still doesn't know what he's going to say. Tells his mom he is really unclear and he feels he doesn't have the tools to make a decision, but he also doesn't want to lose her. I reference back to what Micah said. She doesn't want him to say yes just because he's afraid of losing her. So it was at this moment that I was like, Paul might really say no. I feel like he is smart enough to make a good decision. And the words that he is saying right now don't have me feeling very confident that he is going to say yes to Micah. Paul gets dressed. Micah gets dressed. The guests come in. The flower girls drop the flowers. And now it's time to walk down the aisle, y'all. So Micah walks down the aisle laughing and saying, oh my God, oh my God, the entire time. Girl, be quiet and just smile. Like, you just make everything so awkward and childish. The officiant says what she got to say. Micah says her vows and says that the parts she thought were unlovable, he made her feel good. They have the same family values. She feels lucky they were able to get over all their crap and choose each other. And I said, well, I guess that's the way to put it, okay? Paul says he questions a lot of things, but there's no question about his love for her. And that's one thing he is sure of. And this was probably when I said, Paul gonna say no. He's choosing his words very carefully and says that there is no question about his love for her, because I think he does love her, but he knew they just they did not need to be signing these papers, y'all. Like, and I'm still confused about when and how they fell in love, but we just gonna, move on from that. So the officiant asks Micah first, and hating ass Shelby is shaking her head no. And Micah tells him that she wants him to answer first. And I said, girl, WTF. You want him to answer first because you afraid to say yes, and then this man says no, and then you feel like you out here looking foolish. Micah, stop playing in our face, because that's what this is all about. Not, I think I would just give you the privilege of going first. Girl, you just don't want to be embarrassed out here, but whatever. So the officiant asks Paul. He says, I love you, but he doesn't think they can choose each other right now. I was like, say what now? Paul. Bravo, Paul, for standing up for yourself and making the right decision. Because I really thought she had you so love struck for whatever reason that you just couldn't see things clearly. And you were just going to say yes just for the sake of saying yes. Micah says she felt like she knew that was exactly what he was going to say. And she says this whole time she really just wanted it to be shown that he wanted to be with her and that she didn't feel safe. And she says basically right now he's proven that, and she runs off crying, y'all. Shelby is over there smiling and kikiing because y'all know she is loving every second of her friend being embarrassed at the altar. So Shelby continues to laugh as her friend is running down the aisle crying. She says she's relieved because that's the way she wanted it to go. Micah, if you watch this show and Shelby is still your friend, you deserve whatever's coming for you, because she is not a good person. Like, she does not have your best interest at heart. Even if she was right and this did not turn out, that's not how a friend is supposed to react or how they are supposed to support you in this moment, child. You need to let her go. She's going to be the demise of every relationship you ever have in your life. Just some words of advice, okay? So Paul follows her. She musters up some tears and says she feels awful and she doesn't want him in there, and then she cries on his chest. Micah, child, you are not that great of an actress, honey. You are relieved that he comes out being the bad guy and you don't, because y'all, the way I felt like she had to force herself to show tears and be all dramatic and pretend like she's hurt, I was not buying what she was trying to sell me, okay? Micah says she feels broken and, she's really trying her hardest in her little confessional by herself to make the tears come. But Paul, before he leaves, tells her that he loves her. Her mom and bridesmaids then come in the room and she asks him to leave. And again, thank you, Paul, for having some sense. He says that the love didn't always feel reciprocated, and maybe she held back some because she didn't feel the reciprocation. And he says, really saying no destroyed him. And I'm like, Paul, you shouldn't feel destroyed. You are indeed the MVP of this situation. Her mom says nobody dragged Paul here and she could have found someone else. Ma'am, let me make sure the mic is on. Ma'am. She did find somebody else in the pods, but she was so evil and vindictive that she wanted to make a pact with Paul so that she didn't leave there alone and without a man, that she let him go. So yeah, she could have found someone else. And also, is this mic on? The point of the show is for them to make it to the wedding and make a decision at the altar. That's how this goes. Thanks, Mom. Okay. Now on to our favorite couple, y'all, Tiffany and Brett. If either of them had said no, child, I was coming to Seattle to kick ass and I was going to bring Brett back home with me. Okay, that's where I was at this moment. So we see their recap. Tiffany almost ruined it when she fell asleep in the pods. Brett shows up in his J's in the rain. And I was like, you are committed to the fashions, Brett, because I'm a Jordan girl and If it's raining, you got to be real selective about which pair you want to put on, okay? Brett's brother friends show up. I see a couple of the friends that, you know, I'll drop my Instagram down below. If you single or whatever, just holla at your girl, okay? Brett talks about losing his brother and says he fears that something like that could happen to one of them. And he hates thinking about it because it brings awareness of really how short life is. He says that Tiffany makes him feel like a superhero. And when he said that, y'all, I just could not stop smiling, okay? I am just so happy for these two. Like, I actually know them. So Tiffany gets ready with her bridesmaids. She says she just doesn't want to be too sure, but she has faith that they'll do it. Yeah, I smile every time I see these two, when I see their families. When Brett daddy walked in, tears almost dropped, child. Like, the support from both of their families is just so heartwarming that I absolutely love all the love they receive. We see Tiffany's dad. He comes in and he talks to Brett. Love it, love it, love it. They come from, of course, two absolutely loving families despite the circumstances that they had growing up and dealing with. We just love to see them on top, and they are winning, y'all. This black love on both ends is just, it is beautiful to me, and it warms my heart, okay? Brett says he has no doubts and asks her dad for her hand in marriage, and he says, you've got it. And the tears I had to then hold back in this moment, y'all, I was like, girl, don't cry. You got to be strong. We got to watch the rest of the episode. Don't cry. Child, I know my Brett is out there. Boo. If you listening, I am ready. I am here. Come find me. Okay? So Brett ends up having a little wardrobe issue. His pants ain't fitting the way he want his pants to fit. And y'all know Brett don't be playing about his fashions, okay? I said you're becoming a little bit of a groomzilla, Brett. Like, I understand, but we got to get this show on the road, okay? But Brent wasn't having it. He's like, it is my day. It is my wedding. And I need to be looking how I'm looking, okay? So it's an hour and a half before the wedding. He goes to the tailor's because he ain't playing about this suit. The tailor works. He waits. And in this moment, I love a man about action too. Don't complain if you're not going to do anything about it. So either complain and shut up, or complain and do something about the situation. And Brett said, hold my beer. I'm going to do something about the situation, okay? So the tailor works as fast as her little hands can work, and she actually gets everything done with 30 minutes to spare. So he has on his new pants and he is ready to go meet his wife at the altar so he can be looking how he is looking, okay? Tiffany puts on her dress. I do wish Tiffany would have put her hair up and have done like some really dramatic earrings, since her dress was kind of on the understated side. I wanted her to, you know, do a little bit more up top, but she still looked beautiful nonetheless. Brett gets his pants. He's happy on the way back to the venue. The guests come in, and who do we see but Marshall come to support them? He's like, I felt like I had a hand, and y'all, you know, ending up where you are, and I just want to see this. It's a little bit bittersweet because he's like, you know, this just reminds me of what could have been. And you can see he's really trying to hold back tears. And I was just like, poor Marshall, like, damn you, Jackie. The bridesmaids walk in, the groomsmen walk in, Brent fine self walks down the aisle, and his daddy says he has his crying towel for him if he needs it. Tiffany walks down the aisle with her dad. Brett looks at her and immediately tears up. Like, it is the sweetest thing I have ever seen. I love every second of this. Sky Daddy, do you hear me? Do you hear me? I'm speaking it out loud. Do you hear me? Okay, just want to make sure. The officiant starts. They're both teary-eyed. They are looking at each other so intently. The energy of the officiant is giving everything it needs to give, y'all. It starts raining, and Tiffany's like, this is a sign. She says her vows to Brent and says his soul is beautiful. I was like, girl, his soul is beautiful? I love to hear it, okay? She thanks him for just being him, consistently being himself, and that's how she knew she was in love with him. It wasn't physical, it was how he spoke to her soul. Yes, Tiffany, yes, yes. Brett says the thought of falling in love, he doubted coming into this, but really Tiffany had the opposite. He fell in love with her voice and how she made him feel, and he could be a better man for her and their future family. He says he has truly found his life partner in her, and she is beautiful inside and out. I said, yes, baby, yes. They asked if they're going to get married and if love is really blind. Brett goes first and says, I most definitely will. Come on with the confidence and the reassurance of it all, okay? Tiffany goes next and she says, I absolutely will. And they dance down the aisle. And it is the cutest thing I have seen thus far this year. I absolutely loved everything about this, okay? Brent, only thing, I just wanted you to take those black shoes off. Like, I think it would have been really appropriate because you work for Nike and everything to actually wear Jordans on your wedding day. Anyway, they exchange rings. They are pronounced husband and wife. They kiss and say, I love you. And child, Tiffany is like, we gonna go to the bridal suite and get it on. And I said, Tiffany is me and she is me and I am her. Okay. Cause that would have been me. Okay. We are husband and wife now. Yay. Let's, before the reception, before we go dance and eat, let's go get it in real quick. Just real quick. Like, okay. After these two, I didn't really care to see anything else. And I honestly forgot we had another couple, but y'all, up next is Bliss and Zach. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I fast forwarded through all the scenes with Bliss and Zach and just got to the wedding because I really don't care. So if I miss anything pertinent, I'm sure y'all will let me know in the comments, but I was not wasting my time because I really don't care about these two. Anyway, Bliss is getting ready to walk down the aisle. Her daddy is basically the devil on her left side. Her mama is the angel on her right side. Her daddy even says, I have a tear. Wait, no, I don't. I was like, Daddy, why you gotta be so shady in this? I laughed. I did laugh. But Daddy, why you gotta be so shady in this moment when this girl is already like, can you please cut it out? So Zach is up there looking foolish with his hair all over the place. They say their vows. He says he knew what he had lost when he said goodbye to her, and that when he would lay down at night, he thought about how much, she just got him and how much they had in common. Zach, the lies. Because we all know if Irina was giving you that she was feeling you, you would not be here with Bliss. Point blank and the period. Okay. Bliss mama. Now, was she wearing a wig or something? Y'all, what was going on with the hair? It was bothering me just a little bit. But let's move on. Bliss says that his perception of the world is unbelievable, and meeting a man that is so kind is amazing. And I was like, your vows ain't given that you love him. What else is there? I was so confused. And I'm like, maybe this is the setup for Bliss to embarrass him. But it wasn't. And I was extremely disappointed because these vows gave nothing. They gave nothing, Bliss, okay? Zach goes first. He says, I do. She looks like, the look on her face, to me, looked like, dang. Now what I'm going to do? Because I got to say yes. I feel like I got to say yes. She just doesn't look excited to me. But Bliss is next. She says, I do. And child, they deserve each other because they're both a little bit crazy. I'll be completely shocked if this actually lasts. But whatever. Everybody cheers. They kiss. It's over. He says he owes her a vacation, but it won't be to Mexico. Ha ha, I guess. We go back to Paul. Paul says that he had an intense love with Micah and he fought with the feelings on if love was going to be enough. He really hopes they can look back at what they had and not what could have been. Micah says she wanted Paul to give his answer first because that's what she needed for her to say, I do. And I was like, but Micah, your theory of him wanting to go first because you just wanted to know what he would say because that would confirm you. You still wanted to say, I do. So it didn't matter if his answer was yes or no. You still had your answer of yes. And it is what it is. That is the premise of the show. Okay. I don't know what else to tell you, child. Zach and Bliss, they dance to their favorite song. Brett and Tiffany, they come in ready to get the party popping in their reception. Okay. I swear I wanted to be invited to the wedding. I could have been a +1 for Marshall up in here. Like, I know y'all don't know me, but y'all could have just hooked us up. I would have jumped on a plane real quick and came on over there, child. We see Kwame and Chelsea at their reception. She walks in for whatever reason in this plastic pink bubble coat. And my only question was why, y'all? Why? And that's how the episode goes off, y'all. So now we have to wait for the live reunion on Sunday. And I got a feeling it's going to be messy, and I'm going to be here for it. Definitely, I already know Jackie, Irina, probably Chelsea going to be trying to vindicate their actions and how they are. But y'all, it don't matter. Unless we get in the whole Zenib replay of last season, y'all are all still trash, okay? I don't care what justifications, what text messages, what emails, what DMs y'all bring to the reunion. Y'all still trash. But anyway, let me know what y'all thought about this latest episode of Love is Blind. Did all the couples work out how you expected them to? Did y'all feel all the feels you needed to feel with Brett and Tiffany like I did, y'all? I truly enjoyed the episode solely for Brett and Tiffany. But drop your comments down below and we will chat it up there. Until then, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.